Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're tackling the topic of over-exfoliation. Over-exfoliation is where we subject the skin to increasingly high concentrations of exfoliating acids or repeat our exfoliation process on a too frequent basis. I think it's something we've all been guilty of at some point in our skincare journey. I know I certainly have. And whilst over the past couple of years, we've definitely seen people dialing back the concentrations of their exfoliating acids and exfoliating on a less frequent basis, unfortunately, things have turned a corner, and in 2022, we're seeing a rise of people using high-strength exfoliating peels and increasing the frequency and the concentration of the exfoliators they reach for. As a result, we'll also see an increase in over-exfoliation, and in this video, I want to share with you the side effects that you could get if you over-exfoliate the skin, and why ultimately, actually, by increasing the rate of exfoliation, you might be delivering the opposite to what you actually want to achieve. Sit back, relax, and let's talk all things over exfoliation. Now, the reason I wanted to sit down and film this video today is I was scrolling through YouTube as I usually do, and I stumbled across a video by Wayne Goss. I love Wayne Goss and his content. However, we do differ in terms of our approach to exfoliation, something that I spoke about on this channel before. I'll leave a link to that video up there if you want to check it out. But I thought, you know what, I always like to approach content with an open mind, so I watched this video where he was giving us an update to a series of TCF chemical peels that he'd been through. He loved the results of these peels, definitely said that there was some improvement in terms of fine lines and wrinkles, but his skin felt so smooth, so soft, and he'd seen a reduction in textural irregularities on the skin. He was so delighted with the results he got from this series of peels that he declared that 2022 was going to be his year of the peel, where throughout the next 12 months is going to be increasing the amount of exfoliating peels that he puts his skin through, alternating between glycolic, TCF, and just dialing up the frequency and intensity to maximize the results. This to me just triggered and said, yes, over exfoliation. I'm absolutely not against chemical peels. I think they can be a fantastic way of getting some really quick wins for our skin. It can kind of kickstart your exfoliation game, and I think if done right, choosing a chemical peel that's the right concentration and formulation for your skin type and what you want to get out of it, honestly, I think they can pay some great results for our skin goals. I have had many chemical peels in the past, and whilst I prefer to go to a professional, an esthetician or a dermatologist for mine, there are a lot of people that get great results from at-home chemical peels. I would just always say, make sure you read the instructions cover to cover and you follow them to the letter. This is something that Wayne did clearly, and he'd done his research throughout this video. He'd chosen a chemical peel which suited his skin type and what he wanted to get out of it, and I applaud him for highlighting the risks in this video, which I think sometimes is things that we forget as content creators. That was definitely a huge tick in the box. Whilst I think a chemical peel used infrequently, once every 6 or 12 months can be a great way of dialing up our exfoliation game, I think when they're used back to back, that's when it becomes problematic. The way I think it best to use a chemical peel is to have that treatment, follow the instructions to the letter, and see it through its course. Then over the next 6 to 12 months, just maintain those results that you've got. Use something gentle and infrequent like a lactic acid a couple of times a week. Again, just to keep any recurrence of texture at bay. Give the skin a little exfoliating boost. You've already got those great results. It's about maintaining them, not trying to dial up the amount that you get. As human beings, I think we all get hooked on the results that we see, and we're always chasing a little bit more, which is why I think we all fall into that over-exfoliation trap, and that's something I definitely did. Wayne said on the back of the success of this peel, he's going to give a pause for 4 to 6 weeks, and then he's going to do a series of 8 50% concentration glycolic acid peels. This is like mind-blowing because you've gone up in concentration in terms of that potency of the active ingredient, and you're doing a longer course. You've gone from a series of 4 to a series of 8. He's then going to take a short pause after that and then repeat the TCF peel again and do that right the way through to the end of 2022. No. I wouldn't be here to say, do you know what? I loved the results. You could see that he got some fantastic results for his skin, which I love. And it always makes me so happy when people get the results from the products they reach for. I'm honestly here to say to Wayne, stop there. Just go for something super gentle to maintain that. And then again, in 6 months' time, if you want to repeat the process, you absolutely can if it's suitable for your skin and everything has just calmed down and reached equilibrium again. It's all about maintenance now, not trying to chase even more results, which honestly, I don't think you need. I think often we don't realize we're over exfoliating, and that's because you read the instructions, which Wayne clearly had done in that video, and it'll say, leave 10 to 14 days between each treatment, which he did. Use a maximum of 4, which again, he did. And that's it. You think, okay, success, I'll take a little pause, but it doesn't actually mention anything else after that. That's because these brands assume that you're not going to then reach for another brand, put an even higher concentration chemical peel on straight afterwards. So they don't mention that in the bump. I wish they did. I wish they said, take a 6 to 12 month break from this before repeating or switching to another product. The main thing that I learned from over-exfoliating for years is actually you get the opposite results to what you want. Instead of seeing an increase in smoothness and further diminishing of fine lines and wrinkles, actually you're quite likely to see the reverse. The skin will react. It'll break down the skin's natural protective barrier. What you could actually see as a result of over-exfoliating or repeating these steps too frequently is dullness, a more lackluster complexion. Our skin only glows when it's healthy, and if our skin barrier is in tip-top condition, honestly, that's where your glow game will be through the roof. Also, you might see an increase in dryness and some other skin issues such as dermatitis, eczema, and things which are really, really difficult to treat. That's all because, honestly, our skin can only take so much. And whilst a course of well-tailored and suited to your skin type peel can be really, really good, repeating it too frequently, honestly, is when it becomes over-exfoliation. Also, this can be when you start to see a degradation in collagen and elastin in the skin, which is where you lose some firmness and elasticity. The skin almost starts to look a bit hollow, a bit sallow and sunken in. Again, not something that we ever want to see. I think the best look on skin is one which is plump and hydrated, and you achieve that not through constant over-exfoliation, but actually from using the right humectants, the right moisturizers, a nice blend of collagen-boosting ingredients that will give you that gorgeous, plump, dewy complexion that I think is a really great way of minimizing the appearance of any fine lines, wrinkles, or aging that you're seeing in the skin. Finally, if you over-exfoliate, what you can actually see is an increase of breakouts and an enhanced amount of texture on the skin. I think we think the more we exfoliate, the smoother our skin will be. Actually, the skin could react. It might produce excess oil to compensate for what you've done in terms of your exfoliator. It could trigger rashes or reactions, which again gives that roughness to the skin. You push it too far, over-exfoliate, actually, you could see the opposite results to what you're hoping to achieve. Take it from someone that over-exfoliated for years. I look back to 2 years ago. In fact, you can do it. I've documented everything here on YouTube. So if you look back to some of my earlier videos, check out my skin then and look at it now. The main thing that I've changed is I switched up my exfoliator. I went from using the ordinary peeling solution maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, which was way more than I should have done, and then using some other high strength exfoliating acids alongside it, to now just using a 10% lactic acid 2 or 3 times a week. Since doing that switch, I've noticed that my glow game has gone through the roof. My skin feels plumper, the fine lines and wrinkles are definitely diminished, and I just have so much more skin confidence. I look back to those original videos and my skin almost looked a bit tired, a little bit dull and a little bit sunken in, and it was all because I was just, let's just use the term correctly, I was abusing my skin by using too harsh exfoliators. So I'm here to say, you know what, take it gentle. If you want to use a chemical peel to kickstart your exfoliation game, absolutely go for it. Just make sure you choose the right one for your skin type and what you want to get out of it. Read the instructions and proceed with caution. However, I think using them infrequently, once a year, is more than enough, and then it's maintenance after that. Lactic acid could be your best friend because it plumps the skin, being a humectant, but it'll also help to minimize the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and it gives a really nice glow and luminosity to the complexion. If you don't want to reach for lactic acid, you could go for mandelic acid or some other really nice, gentle alternatives. I think using back-to-back peels consistently throughout a 12-month period is just going to increase the risk of side effects, a loss of firmness and elasticity, aging, and a dullness to the complexion. So I would say, you know what, let's all be a little bit more restrained in our exfoliation. Take it back a notch, and honestly, your skin will thank you for it and glow far better as a result. So there you have it, guys, a rundown of over-exfoliation. Honestly, you don't need it in your life. Our skin will naturally turn itself over once every 28 days on average, and while that does slow down a little bit as we age, a light exfoliation used infrequently can just help boost that cellular turnover, making sure that the gorgeous new skin is always at the fore and our glow game is on. You don't need to do repetitive rounds of high strength exfoliating chemical peels meals back to back to get those results. In fact, you could be causing the opposite to what you actually want to get out of them. I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. As someone who over exfoliated for years, I'm here to say, honestly, it never delivers you the results that you want. I don't want 2022 to be the year of the peel. I want 2022 to be the year where we all sit back and listen to our skin. What it needs, treat it with kindness, and honestly, I think it'll reward you with a glow game that is second to none, a reduction in fine lines and wrinkles, and reach for something gentle like lactic acid. If you want to kickstart your exfoliation game with a series of chemical peels, you absolutely can, but once they're over, take it into maintenance mode, look after your skin, nourish it, and honestly, it will reward you with the very best skin confidence possible. I would love it if you guys would check out Wayne's channel. I adore him, and this video isn't meant to be any shade. I think it was just when I watched that video, whilst we do have very different opinions when it comes to exfoliation, something I've spoken about on this channel before, I did want to call it out because I'd hate for people to repeat this step and think that almost they're keeping up with the trend. The trend isn't to over-exfoliate the skin. The current trend should be to love our skin and be proud of it no matter what age we are. Hopefully you'll go visit Wayne's channel and show him some love, because honestly he's a fantastic content creator and someone that's inspired me throughout my journey here on YouTube. And Wayne, if you're watching, I love you so much. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, love your skin. Take care. Bye.